Friends, welcome. How are y'all doing? In this episode, we're going to share some weekly news, what is good and what is bad. So, obviously, we have some good news from earlier this week, this Monday. The House did something very preliminary. They passed a resolution so that it can push forward on the immigration bill that everyone's been waiting for since January 2021. Well, actually, been waiting 25 freaking years for this. Can you believe it? It's been such a long time. Friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. My name is John Ting, your host, and we have a lot to cover. Now, first of all, there is some breaking news out of the Sixth Circuit, okay? Now, and that is related to a case that says a judge said that, or a panel of three-judge panel said that U visa applicants, if you are a victim of a crime or have a family member or friend who applied for U visa, or maybe you work for a nonprofit organization like a shelter, then you know about the U visa, okay? You know about VAWA, but specifically for U visa, you probably know that there's only 10,000 visas per year. It's a ridiculously low amount of visas per fiscal year. And if you might think it's a lot, but from last I checked, there's about a 5-year plus backlog. Okay. Now, about a month or two ago, the administration said that they were going to offer work permits before the U visa is approved and you're able to get the actual visa in hand. So that is one good thing, but we have even better news. Okay. The Sixth Circuit said that U visa applicants, of course, that means you've already filed it and you have a pending case. Now, you can file a lawsuit. Okay. If you've been following our channel, you know about us filing mandamus lawsuits for a while now. Okay. So, mandamus lawsuit is basically usually anytime. There's some people we get many calls where some people say, like, John, can we file a lawsuit? I just had a 485 adjustment interview 4 months ago or 6 months ago. No, I would wait, okay, on that, wait longer. So we're not always gung ho or always so fast to say, yeah, let's go ahead and file it. We do take some precautionary steps. We do investigate the facts of your case, whether it's worth it to file a mandamus lawsuit. Okay, we do review it because we do receive a lot of calls, and it is expensive. It can cost some money, so it's not for everyone, unfortunately. So we really have to know. And of course, if you have a lawyer right now, that doesn't mean I'm trying to take that any lawyer that helps with mandamus also, it doesn't mean that we are trying to take the place of your current lawyer. We are in support of your current lawyer, okay? Because your lawyer is helping you for the 485 form. Now, you also might wonder, we get this question a lot, why did my lawyer not mention mandamus? Because honestly, not many lawyers do this type of work. They also might not even know about it because we receive calls from people that have been waiting 2 years, 3 years, even 5 years. I believe, yeah, it was about last month we got a green card for a client only after 5 months of filing a lawsuit. I mean, in general, if you compare it, it's faster than a marriage adjustment case, which is usually average 12 months. But he had waited 5 years after his interview, and that was not even based on marriage. That was based on employment. So most people probably think, oh, it's a family related case. No, it can also be for employment purposes. Okay. So anyway, the news I wanted to share today is that it's similar, right, for U visa. So there's no what we call like black and white rule right now in terms of when can you file a lawsuit uh, based on the U visa applicant. All right. So, but I would say for me, based on this recent news, my guesstimation, I mean, we're going to do some more collaboration with other attorneys to get the lay of the land, but I would say at least 2 years. Okay, most likely at least 2 years. And of course, it depends when you file your case, right? And we have to look at the numbers, the visa numbers. If they haven't, I intended to do that before the show, but you know, the assumption, of course, is that the government issues out grants, approves 10,000 visas per year, specific for U visa. but that actually might not be true because they're slow. So even though the President Biden administration is taking some steps towards that, this is even better that a three-panel judge in the Sixth Circuit said that we can sue for this. Okay, sue the government. That is okay. And we do have this common question people ask very often. Very good question. People ask, will the government deny me if I sue the government? Look, if they want to deny you, they would have done that before. Okay, they could have done that before. Maybe honestly, I've never worked for the government, for the Department of Homeland Security or USAS, but they might not have even reviewed your case, especially in a U visa situation. They are very slow. Now, in a situation like this, after a couple of years, every case is different, but they do mail a letter of what they call prima facie eligible, saying basically you're quote unquote approved, but we're waiting for the visa number to be available for you. Okay. So I just want to share that. But right now, the news says that there's at least 160,000, an estimated 160,000 applicants for U visa, and they only provide 10,000 a year. Now, that's not because DHS, Department of Homeland Security, USCIS only wants to offer that. That's actually a limit created by Congress. So if you're, in terms of immigration reform, that was part of the discussion back in January and February to increase the limit for U visa. Now, some conservative people, because they always like to come up with their own counter arguments, fair enough. That happens with any situation where there's two or more sides, right? But they could say, oh well, if we increase the limit, then more people will file fake applications or fraudulent, frivolous applications. Look, there's 160,000 applicants already backlogged. Look, I don't think increasing the limit will increase fake cases or fake applications. No, I don't believe that at all. Many people are waiting, and this is a situation, they're a victim of a crime, of course. And by the way, if you don't know what this is, and it's not always only about physical abuse, it could be there's other qualifying crimes. It could be even we've had clients who have been struck by another drunk driver on the road. So it's not always like face-to-face combat or right, yeah, face person-to-person combat. Okay. So just want to share that. If you have any questions, by the way, let us know what you think. Drop in the comment section. Oh, we actually do have a lot of comments. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. If you're in the U.S., good morning to you. If you're in the Philippines or India, for example, or just outside America, good evening to you. Thank you for watching. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe down below. Don't hesitate. You might know by now we do share breaking news and of course free tips, especially if your financial budget is tight. Because we get a lot of calls with questions. We're always happy to help point you in the right direction. We do offer free 15-minute preliminary discussion, but you have to wait all the way to the end of the show for the secret code. Okay, friends. Let's see. And of course, you're always welcome to watch other videos for the secret code. Now, as you know here, there is some changes. There are some changes going on with immigration. I did post, our team posted earlier this week that the CDC, along with USCIS or DHS, will be requiring applicants for adjustment of status, meaning for the green card, resident status, that you would need to take the COVID-19 vaccine. So that will be part of the medical exam that or most people are familiar with. Okay, so there's basically what they call, I think, if I can recall, like a tier 1 category where these physicians, okay, have to test for. Like it even includes syphilis, gonorrhea, and now you have to take the COVID-19 vaccine. So isn't that kind of interesting, friends? Let me know what you think in the comment section. That some Americans don't want to take the vaccine. Look, I know some people abroad, outside America, don't want to take it either. I totally understand for people that can't take it for health reasons and can provide proof of that somehow. But so many people have been in the hospital dying. Yes, even after they took the vaccine can't quote unquote stop the COVID infection. Okay, right? I'm not a doctor, but I'm a lawyer and I'm sharing with you what USCIS and DHS is requiring, right? And from what I know, everyone that's called us said they're willing to take the vaccine, who's an immigrant, right? And hopefully their spouse or whoever in their family will be willing to take it. So, and I get it. We want to wait for studies and everything, but I'm sharing this with you. I know it's a little bit of a tangent because there's visa backlogs, okay? The visa interview backlog. There's a reason to that, right? A lot of the government workers, the State Department workers, have to take precaution because maybe certain people in other country don't have vaccines, so they have to take precautions, assuming that no one else has taken the vaccine. All right, so I'm sure it's a lot more complicated than that. Whatever's going on the consulates, we'll have a separate video about the consulate and embassy updates. Okay, but for today, I do want to answer some questions. And of course, if you're now tuning in, friends, please smash the like button if you enjoy our content. We try to make it as quick as possible because I know your day is very busy. And we do offer a free secret code at the end of the show. Okay, so stay tuned. And that's for a free 15-minute preliminary discussion. And by the way, friends, we do receive a lot of calls and we appreciate it. So if you call in, we might not be able to offer you for the next day or that same day. So please be patient if possible. Of course, if you have an emergency, you have a deadline, let my team know, okay? And if you would like to, you're welcome to go to our website down below, greencardguys.com. Click on Contact Us. There are a few questions. And after you answer those questions, you can go ahead and self-schedule an appointment. You're welcome to do that, okay? But we do have limited availability for especially the free 15 minutes. Now, let's get to it. Now, our friends coming from Afghanistan, it's such heartbreaking news. And now yesterday or last Thursday, the State Department said that they sent out emails for people who are applying or supposed to be recipients, beneficiaries of special immigrant visas. And the State Department said, quote, currently unable to provide consular services for immigrant visas, including special immigrant visas in Afghanistan. Okay, now keyword is in Afghanistan. I believe last show we said that the State Department said that they're supposed to conduct those services in Qatar. So if there's any update about that, we'll let you know. But the fact that they had that information and they sent that out the email seems like they're trying to get their act together. They have no idea what they're doing. So we'll definitely keep you updated. I know our last show last week, I did provide a link, okay, a State Department link, okay. If you're in Afghanistan right now and you're for some reason watching our show, appreciate it, but click the link down below because that's the way to come back to America. Apparently, you do not go to the airport. Of course, stay tuned in the state travel.gov website for more news, okay? Specifically about traveling back to America. And speaking of Afghanis, there's over 100 children from Afghanistan who are unaccompanied, okay? So if, I mentioned this in the last show, my most recent show, if you have the means to donate, I think that is the best way, is to donate cash or, I guess electronically to the International Rescue Committee. I very often don't like to offer or share, different donation pages, but when it's a situation like this, I think of the Vietnam War and those wars in the past where people had to flee their country. And Vietnam War, there's a lot of history with that, right? But the situation in Afghanistan, people fleeing there is much different, I believe. I don't want to call it worse, but it's much more difficult because people can't just jump on a boat, right? They're landlocked. Where at least in Vietnam, people at least get on a boat and flee to Malaysia and other countries. So anyways, so if you do have the means, whether it's $10, $20, please donate there. And here's why I'm sharing that. I'm not just going to tell you to donate. We're going to match that. Okay, friends, if you have a copy of the receipt, email it to us. Okay, you can do that. The other way you can do that is fill out the form down below in our website, greencardguys.com. There is a box where you can attach a document and let us know. We're going to be transparent. We're going to match up to $911. Of course, also in remembrance of 9/11, September 11th. that caused all this in Afghanistan. Okay, friends? So let me answer some questions here. Thank you for staying tuned. Probably got about 10 more minutes or so in the show. So let's see what you got here. All right, let me scroll back to the top. Hi, Stephanie. Reconciliation bill. Yeah, there news about that. I mean, the most recent thing is about it passing the budget resolution. So it's just very one small step. I know some attorneys will say it's like really breaking news, but it's one small step, okay? Because it still has to go through the Senate, right? The Senate parliamentarian has to give it that her blessings so that it can pass through on the Senate side as well. Of course, when I say pass through, it's just one hurdle, the first hurdle, okay? So we certainly will offer more information about that, okay? Skull, good morning to you. I heard that there was a new law passed against mandamus lawsuit on July 7th. Is that true? I would love it if you can share that link or share some news on that. I have not heard anything about the government stopping mandamus. You can't. That is a remedy by law, unless you're speaking about something specific, maybe about a specific case. Maybe a case was dismissed or something like that. But it just depends what kind of scenario you're talking about. But there is no new law saying that you cannot file mandamus. But thank you for mentioning it. Love to learn more, even from the audience, of course, from y'all. Can you pay your fee for green card and bypass the interview? Love, I haven't heard that yet. I do remember when it was closer to January 2021, people asked about that as well. And back then, the government said no, they weren't going to waive interviews. But yes, you still, of course, have to pay for that fee. It's $225 or $220 at the very end. Of course, you still have to pay your National Visa Center fees on the CEAC website, $445 total per applicant. Okay, so, but no waiver of interviews yet. We'll definitely let you know as soon as we find out. And if you find out sooner than us, please let me know as well. More news the merrier. Okay, friends. Good day to you. All right. Can you file for your wife here in America with 10 years permanent resident? So you can file in general a petition. I'm just assuming some facts. I'm going to see if you dropped another comment down below, but I would need more information because, for example, I need to make another video about this actually, because the red flag about this when I hear permanent resident or I see that is that the immigrant has to maintain status, okay? And when the petitioner or the sponsor is a permanent resident, yes, you can file a petition, but it's also a quote unquote wait time. You have to rely on the visa bulletin chart that you might know that's on the Department of State website, state.travel.gov. We're always happy to share the resource or the source of information, and we're not making stuff up here, okay? So check that out, okay? And or you can just Google or Bing search visa bulletin. The most recent just released, I believe this week, October 2021, and go to that category, all right? And then also which country. It's also the wait times are based on the country of nationality. Now, if it's not, in general, if it's not Mexico, Philippines, India, China, then it will be the very left column, okay, that you can rely on. All righty here. So to fully explain that, yes, in general you can, but so maybe if your wife is here that has non-immigrant status now, or your spouse, then yes, you can go ahead and file it, but maintain that status. You need to look at it big picture wise, okay? So if the prior date is 3 years back, so there's an estimated 3-year backlog, then and your wife is about to graduate and might not be able to extend that status, then it might not be a good idea. So the best way, okay, Giwa, is to, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, then you need to apply to become a citizen, U.S. citizen. Okay, we're happy to help with that as well. But all right, next question here. Lawyers can talk all day about just one basic question. That's why if anyone asks or says I have that you have a basic simple question, it's not so simple answer. Okay, it's always very long. Let's see here. Let's see. Does CR1 visa qualify for paying fee to get your green card? Okay, well, I think I answered your question earlier. It doesn't matter what the category is, as far as I know, for visa waiver. I'll check that again, but back in January, I didn't hear anything about that. Or actually, I specifically heard they're not going to offer visa waiver interviews or waive the visa interview. What about, okay, LC, what about I-130 processing time over 21? Your case still processing 3 years. What can you do? Okay, so are you referring to your, this is what I'm inferring, of course, that your actual petition is waiting for 3 years. Okay, so you need to contact us, okay? If it's a marriage-based type case, it's not in this situation, then it would take, on average 6 to 8 months. But non-marriage type or non-immediate relative cases do take longer to process, really, because in some situations, it doesn't need to be approved that quickly when there's a wait time based on the visa bulletin, the family preference categories. But 3 years sounds unreasonable. Okay, so you might want to contact us, or hey, any immigration lawyer, whoever you trust, to just check that, okay? To check the prior date, check your category to make sure. Because unfortunately, yes, friends, there are cases that USCIS or just the government in general, unfortunately, they misplace it. I've heard that directly from immigration officers, unfortunately, and that's why we started filing mandamus lawsuits. It's just ridiculous. Okay, Green Mike, any news on Elizabeth McDonald and her decision? I haven't heard anything different yet, but we will certainly let you know as it comes out. Okay, friends? Which, thank you for asking that, Green Mike, because if you saw my last video, I believe Tuesday, okay, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant idea by Democrats, okay, all across the board. I don't know who actually was part of it, all right? It doesn't matter at this point, but it's brilliant. And here's why. Let me know if you can't hear me, okay? Because sometimes I feel like I'm screaming, but the other day someone commented saying I was speaking very softly. I'm usually a very soft-spoken guy, but let me know in the comment box, okay? Okay, it's brilliant for this reason. Because the money that you pay, the extra penalty fine, I guess you can say, is going to the Treasury Department. And what does that mean? It's going to reduce the debt ceiling debt, the national debt. Okay, maybe not as much as people think, but hey, if there's an estimated 8 million people that could apply for this, be eligible, not just apply. Sure, anyone can fill out a form, but you need to hire a lawyer or at least consult with a lawyer to verify that you or your family or whoever else is eligible to apply. Now, it's still too early, of course, as you know, Green Mike, but some people I know you're commenting, you're asking if your essential worker type position qualifies or not. We're certainly happy to answer it, but it's only based on the time of our answer, because I did share the other day on the previous video live show that they do have specific, the Department of Homeland Security does have specific, I think it was at least 10 or more categories, industries that is considered essential worker. But who knows? Republicans can try to change things and say, okay, it's bipartisan, but we're going to have to knock out some things here. So stay tuned, friends, okay? If you're new to our channel, please subscribe down below and smash the like button, okay? Now, don't worry, I'm going to share the free secret code, all right? Well, maybe about less than 5 minutes. Okay. Adita, nice to see you, my friend. Policy manual, bona fide determination. EAD states that will set both A19. Wonderful. I'm very happy for you. Thanks for taking the time to find that out. You filed EAD with wrong code A19 instead of C14. Should I change it and file you or just wait for the A19? Well, if it says they can accept both, then you don't need to file another application. Just hang tight. Just in general, EADs are usually issued within 4 to 5 months, okay? Just on average across the board, okay? Regardless of the type of application. But we have received EADs based on BFD sooner than that, but every case is different, okay? 245.1, 245I case. Well, I think that's what you mean. 245I case. If someone applied for a petition or a recipient of a petition before April 30th, 2001, will a person get deported? There's so many factors of that. We need to know more facts. Agree, Mike. It's not a guarantee of not being deported because it really depends also on criminal history. So we'll have to take a look. We're happy to. You took the vaccine, your sperm decreased by 70%. I'm sorry to hear that, but again, I'm not a doctor, so okay, that's not a comment that I was expecting, but I guess you got tested out. That's good to know. All right, Wasan, nice to see you, my friend. Been a while. Yeah, parliamentarian. We'll keep you updated if they say anything. You heard that mandate? Yes, that's what I was saying earlier. Yep, it's coming, October 1st. What is the miracles interview in October? So from what I understand, it's effective as of October 1st. So, and I would suspect that if you already took the medical exam, that you're not required to have it again just because your interview was after October 1st. Because in general, the medical exam, the 693, is valid for, what was that, only 2 years just a couple months ago. But now I believe the USCIS director said now valid for 3 years. And you might wonder why they say 3 years. That's a clue that the government knows that they process cases slow. So hopefully they don't process 485 cases any slower than they already are. Okay, please, John, do I think the proposal for the immigration bill will pass? I'm assuming is what you're going to ask. With the backlog, will it help with the backlog for U visa? Yes, for the U visa, I do hope it will. Yes, I am reading the comments. Thanks, Stephanie. I just usually, for a weekly show, I try to answer the questions towards the end, which I think I answered your question earlier. Alrighty. You have only taken one shot. Next one being, okay, November. All right, good luck, Skull. Any backlog Egypt? Okay, we'll cover that. I'll make a note for that. Okay, Berlinda, and we'll make a note and cover that on our show next week on Egypt. Okay. And then your stepson has wife stuck in Egypt and he's an American citizen. Okay. Well, Berlinda, if you want direct information and not wait till next week, please fill out the intake form down below, greencardguys.com, and click on contact us. Friends, if you're just joining us and enjoy our content, please kindly hit the like button. Appreciate it. Valid 6 months? No, it's actually valid for, I believe, 3 years. If not 3 years, then minimum 2 years. Okay, I don't know what he's talking about, 6 months. Maybe he means like certain vaccines or something. Your question, can you file paper for your wife? She's already in America with, oh, okay, that's right. I did kind of answer your question earlier. Okay, it sounds like that you have 10 years resident card. Again, it's the same answer. She has to maintain status. So if she has not maintained status and she's out of status, whether she entered with a visa or not, then unfortunately you need to become, well, I want to call it unfortunately, you need to apply to become a citizen first, okay? And then hopefully she did enter with a visa. If not, I mean, or the most recent entry, and if not, then you need to apply for a waiver, 601A after that to show hardship, okay? Scroll through these, two more comments here. I can try to answer. Deported 15 years ago, working on farms. Okay, so something like this, please, a question like this, please fill out the intake form down below, okay, friends? I see there's a couple questions. I'm not able to answer it right now, but friends, I do want to offer the secret code, okay? Because I have to hop off. Baby's crying. Secret code, and that's the secret green card guys, okay, friends? Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?